Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's Ron Skoczen. I'm a designer and illustrator and owner and president of Skoczen Studios. And I love to draw. And ever since I was small, I was always drawing something. Excuse me. Whether it was a Dick Dugan picture in the Plain Dealer or something. But I was just always drawing. I love to do that. And one of my earliest memories was being called into the principal's office when I was small, about in 6th grade. And I'm terrified, and he asked me if I can draw Donald Duck. And I'm thinking, well, that's pretty random, but yeah, I can. And I did, and I got free ice cream for like 3 weeks. And that's when I thought, there's something to this that's kind of cool, you know? So a lot of times I do 2D illustrations, depending on what the client wants. There's a few samples drawn from photographs as source. The one is a 2-color job, so that's why you only see the 2 colors on that. But a lot of the illustrations I do are for training purposes and educational programs, books. Some of this art was used in a national trade magazine, so it's always showing a process or a concept or explaining something. And a couple years ago, I got involved with 3D programs, Cinema 4D to be exact. And you can see the difference between a typical traditional 2D and 3D drawing. And most of the clients really like the 3D stuff. It just has a different look. These are all pieces that were modeled and illustrated in a 3D program and rendered out. And they're marketing pieces that I send out to new clients to introduce them to me in my work. I can also take files, SolidWorks files from clients, which is like an AutoCAD program, and bring them in and render them, which is what those are, and even manipulate them, stretch them, skew them to show. These are expansion joints, and the client wanted to show the movement of the joints. So in this is for a printed piece 2D catalog, so I tried to show the motion. But if we have the opportunity, the other option is to go into animation. So for web purposes, or even for marketing materials, I can take that same illustration and animate it and show its flexibility, which is a big hit with the clients. They love that. And typically what I'll do is model it in Cinema and then do my post work in Adobe Illustrator. And here I actually took 3 animations and combined them together in After Effects to get that effect. And then you can do type over, you can do fade, you can do whatever you want. I also do my basic 2D design work. These are some posters that I did for a trade show. They were huge. I think the digital files were over 2 gig a piece. So it was kind of slow unless you have a pretty powerful machine. I also can take, and here are the 2D designs. I rendered the actual trade show booth up there and was able to show the clients what the pieces look like in the trade show booth before anything was even printed or started, so they got a good idea. I also do long document and textbook production. So I can take a textbook. This one was produced in the 60s. It was all keylined. There was nothing to go by digitally, and the client wanted to put a version online and have a PDF. Same with these. So I take the books, cut them up, have all the text OCR'd. I scan the art. I either change the art or update it, do a new layout and cover design, and then we have it in digital form and we export it out. I also do some simple web design and maintenance. This is a web design that I did for a nonprofit, and I also did the animated GIF and the 3D illustration of the books there. And they asked me how I got all the books to stand up, and I said, they're not real, they were just fake. I also have the ability to work with a great group of clients, and this was a particular client of mine that collects automatons, and he wanted to have a business card made, but he wanted something that moved. He didn't want just a regular flat 2D business card. So here's the actual business card, the automaton. The card mimics the movement of the automaton, and his eyes in the back actually move like the actual automaton. And about 2 years later, he decided he wanted another card, same workings, but something along the theme of magic, because he's also a magician. So that produce this card, which does the same thing, moves up and down. His head moves in the back just like that. So that's some of the work that I do. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, just ask me after the show. Thanks.